Welcome back once again. In this part, we will implement our bottom navigation view. So private bottom navigation view is going to be bottom navigation view and bottom navigation view find view by id r.id.bottom navigation view and navigation view dot set on navigation item selected listener, and we need to implement a switch case. So switch item dot get item id. We need to test case r.id.profile and return true, case r.id.project and to return true, and by default it should be return false. Now hit this done button. Now we can see our as we can see our bottom navigation view. Now we need to create two fragments. Fragment blank, uncheck these two, and we can choose, you can call it profile fragment and finish. Just for test, we can change this text to, we can call it fragment, and we need to create one more fragment and uncheck these two, and we can call it project fragment and finish. And for this we can write it, we can call it project fragment. So project fragment and we need to create object of our fragment. So fragment profile fragment is going to be profile fragment, private project fragment is going to be project fragment, and profile fragment is equal to new profile fragment, project fragment is equal to new project fragment, new project fragment, and now we need to add a method for creating our fragment functionality. So public void, we can call it set, fragment, so fragment is going to be fragment, and now fragment transaction is going to be fragment transaction is equal to get support fragment manager dot begin transaction, and now this fragment transaction dot replace r.id dot our frame layout id is mainframe, and second parameter is fragment. and this fragment transaction.commit. Alright, so now all done. Now we need to call this method. By default we want to first call it to insert our profile fragment, so set fragment, and now in here we need to pass our object of our profile fragment, that is profile fragment. And for project fragment, set fragment is going to be project fragment, and by default when our application will open we want to load our profile fragment. So in here we need to write it set fragment is going to be profile fragment. So now I think all done for implement fragment on bottom navigation view. Now we can run our apps. So here is our application. Now you can see by default when it's open we can see profile fragment, that means our profile fragment is loaded. When we click profile icon we can see a profile fragment, and when we click this project fragment we can see project fragment.